Hello and welcome back to another review video. Today in front of me I have the THINKWARE Q800 Pro. This was kindly sent to me by THINKWARE, links in the description to this camera. This is a front dash cam at 144p Quad HD, which has a rear camera as an option. It's £230 or £300 with the rear camera option, unless it's on sale. So this should be a really good camera. Let's check it out. It has a seal on it, so I'm going to need to use a knife to open. Always cut away from yourself. It's nice that it has a seal, it just makes it feel a little bit more special. It's nicely presented, the camera itself is on the top. Getting it out of the packet, it looks like a great dash cam. Nice and compact, so it won't hang down a lot, and it's very similar looking to the Veo A139, which I love that look, by the way, so I'm really pleased with how it looks. So removing the white and black packaging, the first thing under it is the quick start guide, warranty, customer service information, and the THINKWARE Cloud information sheet, which is the app that goes with this dash cam. Next is the installation location of dash cams in the UK. It's quite funny that the diagram is for left-hand drive. You'd think that as it's for the UK they would have put a right-hand drive diagram. The polarizing filter with instructions and a lens cleaning cloth. Not branded, sadly. The 12-volt power cable, which has no 12-volt socket connection, can only be hardwired in. That's a bit of a bummer. I was hoping to have the option just to plug it in. Dash cam mount, no suction mount, only sticky mount like most dash cams that are like this. Some clips so you can hold the wires in neatly and hide them away. A micro SD card, an SD card adapter. The SD card is only 16 gigabytes, so at 144p it isn't going to hold much. A micro SD card to USB adapter. That means you can plug it into any PC. And finally a spare sticky bit for the mount in case you change vehicles or windscreens. So that's everything you get. Let's test this camera out. So after unboxing this camera I had a closer look at the power cable and instructions, and as I thought, it was a hardwiring kit which would need a professional to install. No doubt some of you in the comments are going to say, well, you could do it yourself. Yeah, but I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I decided to have a quick look at Google and have a look at THINKWARE's website, and you can buy an extra plug and play power cable for £17.99 plus postage. For the price tag I'd expect this as standard. I got in contact with THINKWARE and they sent out the plug and play cable. As said, I don't understand why it's not included automatically. He said that if I was buying this used, then you might only need the hardwiring kit, as having a dash cam on well parked is very useful. So in order to use this camera you're going to need the THINKWARE app. So it's called THINKWARE Cloud, but you can just type THINKWARE and it comes up. There it is. I've already installed it. And then the next thing we're going to do is connect to the camera's Wi-Fi. So the camera should come on now, and I've started the car. So if I now...
GPS connected. Continuous recording will now start. On your smartphone, connect to a Wi-Fi network whose name starts with THINKWARE.
So as you can hear, it tells you everything you should do, so I now need to go into the camera's settings. So at the moment connected with my one at home, so I just need to connect to the THINKWARE, which it does automatically. When you first connect, you have to put a password in, and the password is 1 to 9, so it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Once you've done that, you then need to go to the actual app itself, which is there. Open it. It should connect
automatically to a smartphone.
Yep, as soon as you open the app it should work with various different pop-ups. Then you've got the whole section. So first of all we've got live view, which shows you what the camera is actually capturing. So there you go, I'm just covering it up because it has the car ahead, the Octavia ahead. But as you can see it has guidelines, so you know where to place a camera, which is really helpful. You can then go back like so, and then you then got file list. So these are the different files, and they actually show up on the SD card like this. So you've got continuous, which is normal recording. It loops video every minute, so you get lots of minute files. Continuous accident, that's if the G sensor goes off, which it has been quite a lot. And then motion detection parking incident, those are to do with hardwiring and connecting it up. And then you then got manual recording, which is if you press the button, and downloaded videos if you want to download them. Next you then got the info, the model, the firmware, the whole kabit and caboodle of it. And we got dashcam settings, which I'm rather disappointed in, to be honest with you. I was expecting a bit more, but hey ho. So you got the memory card settings, camera settings, which is very basic but good enough. Recording settings, that's actually the instant recording, the G sensor. It's on low, so I'd hate to think what it's like when it's on high. You might need to turn that off. And various other protections. Next you've got road safety. Most of these you actually need the app to be connected while you're driving. I personally won't be doing that, so most of this is pretty useless to me, but it's useful to have if you want it. You've got system settings, so you just got location, volume, which you might need to turn down. Various different things, speed units, and speed stamp. That's the only thing you can change when you actually view the camera, is to enable or disable it. I believe it's automatically disabled, so you have to enable it if you want the speed. And then we've got network function settings. Go back, and then we've got connection settings down here. Wi-Fi is for Android devices and the hotspot is for iOS devices. And if you don't want the safety stuff or to change the settings, you don't need the app. The dashcam will work by itself. So you can just plug the dashcam into the car and start driving. That's all you need to do. So, the most important part of the dashcam, the video quality, or the video footage, whatever you want to call it. Overall, it's very good. Please note that it is recording at 144p, but this is only at 1080p, as I don't have the editing capacity yet to edit more than 1080p. It was what I was expecting. My only complaint would be it's a bit on the dark side, but I suppose that's to help when it's really, really bright and sunny, but I'd like a little bit lighter. It's also a little bit sort of grey toned. The colours are a bit muted. I wish it was a little bit more brighter colours. A test I always like to do is to take some screenshots and see if it's any good at capturing number plates. It does struggle with some, but overall it's okay. Now the audio. Let's see if it's any good at recording sound. Normally with both the VFOs, I have both in this car normally and the one in the Octavia, I have to turn the audio up. I have to about double it because it's way too quiet. So it'll be interesting to see what this camera is like regarding the audio. Up with the audio like that. We've got the air conditioning on level 2, so not very high, just to see if it picks up that at all. Any bumps in the road, which seems to set the G sensor off. It's a bit quiet, which seems to be a general theme, as I was talking about the VFOs being quiet, but this one's even quieter than the VFO. Apart from when the dashcam wants to tell you something, so i.e. saving a file or when it first starts up, and then it is very loud. I'm going to give a slight headphone warning to anyone. It's very loud.
Continuous recording will now start. GPS connected. On your smartphone, connect to a Wi-Fi network whose name starts with THINKWARE.
And one side note about the G sensor, you will need to go into settings and turn it down, as it is very sensitive, or even turn it off. I think it's already on the lowest setting. Okay, that's ridiculous. It keeps setting the camera off going over that bump. How much is it? You know. Oh my goodness, that's so brilliant. way too sensitive. So, should you buy this dashcam? Well, I rather like it. It's very similar to the VFO 139, which I rather like. However, I do have two complaints with it. One is the video footage is rather dark and the colours are muted, and also the fact that the settings are very limited. E.g., recording has to be a minute, it can't be 3 or 5, unlike most other dashcams. So if you're doing a lot of footage, you're going to end up with a lot of driving, you're going to end up with a lot of 1 minute clips. I also don't like you can't change what's on the actual footage screen. So with the Citigo and the Octavia, I've removed the time stamp on them, not timestamp, the video stamp on them, and removed the coordinates along the bottom. However, you can't do that with an added Octavia or Citigo written on it. However, you can't do that with this one. The only thing you can do is turn the speedo on and off. I just wish you could off, or at least turn it off or on. It would be better, I think. Anyway, I think this is a very good dashcam, and if it had more settings, I would have it. But if you just want it for insurance purposes, it's just perfect. Just remember that the G-sensor is very sensitive and you might want to play around with that. This is a rather expensive dashcam. If you're looking for a more budget-friendly dashcam, have a look at this video where I reviewed the Togard CE41A, which costs under £60 and it has an extra camera facing back.